All right. Me and Jay are looking at all three of these games that we're talking about have teams involved in a back-to-back. I'm going to go with the Bulls plus 4.5 versus the Cavs, who are coming off that miracle W that we just talked about a second ago against the Mavericks. Now, both the Cavs and the Bulls are on a back-to-back, but Bulls have no travel. As we record this, the Bulls are in a dogfight with the Pistons, who were always it was funny, Jay. I thought about you. I was like, I wish we were recording yesterday, because I would have been all over the Pistons. That shit that happened in the Garden, they get to suit up the very next night against a suspect Bulls team. They could have played a really, really good basketball team. They didn't end up playing a good basketball team at all. Short travel from New York to Chicago. And if Jay is giving me the grin like that's a ticket that he had printed and has in his pocket. But I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, if this was a spot to be on the Pistons with how pissed off Monty Williams was after that Knicks game, this would be it. And they have a real good chance to get a W there against Chicago. Now, I like Chicago even more if they lose this game to the Pistons, but we're going to finish recording before that. But keep that in mind if you're thinking about tailing this play. Bulls as home underdogs this year, 7-4-1 against the spread. That's what they'll be in this spot versus the Cavs. Cavs 3-5-1 against the spread on back-to-backs this year. I wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to take the first half instead of full game in this spot for the Bulls, but this is a letdown spot and potentially a bounce back spot depending on what happens here with the Pistons for the Bulls, who are just a completely different and a lot better basketball team in Chicago. So I'll take the 4.5 on a letdown spot and potentially a bounce back spot here for the Chicago Bulls as the Pistons go up 7 with 4:50 left in the fourth quarter. So I like the spot for the Bulls plus 4.5. Any thoughts on the Pistons on that bounce back spot? So we can do a little, we can talk about that spot, how you felt coming into the game, and then talk to me about the Cavs going into Chicago on a back-to-back on travel with me taking a point to the Bulls.
Yeah, the people that listen to the buckets, they know I was on the Pistons. We took the Pistons plus 12 last night. I even gave it out earlier today on Green Dot Daily as well on plus 11. We're all over the Pistons there, just hoping that they wouldn't catch. I don't really like to talk about the games before they over. I just want to wait till the final score, and then I'll celebrate. But regards to that, I mean, this is also a fade spot for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, first off, they've won 6 straight matchups versus they've won 7 straight matchups versus the Chicago Bulls. So you got 7 times revenge spot here. You also get a triple revenge from this year. The Cavs have beaten them all 3 times this year. The most recent time, the Bulls were kind of showing that they were teetering on a win versus this team. They covered, lost by 3 points as 9-point underdogs. But let's look at this. Hopefully, if the Bulls do lose versus the Pistons, it's going to make it even better for this game. That was part of the cap as well. That might be a little bit of a look ahead. But the Cavs are coming off a big game winner, Max Strus, from like 59, 60 feet away from the basket, like past half court. He switched that thing too, Sean. It was crazy. But this is actually a horrible spot for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're laying points here. This is back-to-back, 3rd game in 4 nights, 4th game in 6 nights, 5th game in 7 nights for the Cavaliers, and they're laying points on a road. I don't agree with it. I think the Bulls, as the home underdog, is the spot here, and I might just have to tell you. I mean, I always take a team that's in 5th game in 7 nights back-to-back. It's something I'm going to take every single time. So I'll probably find myself on the Bulls right there with you there, Sean.